This is a warning to all Americans and everyone paying attention worldwide that the powers that ought not be are coming for your health, your food, and your environment. And they will stop at nothing to protect their corporate profits while poisoning you in the process. Supreme Court sides with Monsanto in case over cancer risks from weed killer Roundup. That's right, guys. SCOTUS just legalized the poisoning of Americans. Glyphosate immunity is now a death sentence for the U.S. In a 7-2 decision, the Supreme Court of the United States has granted Bayer, the company that owns Monsanto, near total legal immunity for their flagship poison, Roundup, and its main ingredient, glyphosate. The court decided that because the EPA approved the product, that federal stamp of approval overrides state laws and strips victims their ability to sue the company for failing to warn about the dangers. So they're literally telling every farmer, every consumer, and every family, go ahead, spray this probable carcinogen everywhere. And if it gives you cancer, tough luck. There's no recourse because the feds approved it. Glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup, has been classified as a probable human carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer since 2015. And it's not just used to kill weeds. Farmers are spraying it as a desiccant on crops like wheat, oats, lentils, and barley right before harvest, so that they dry out faster. That means the residues end up directly in the food supply, in your cereal, your bread, your canola, and yes, even your beer. Bayer has already been hit with massive lawsuits. They've paid out billions in settlements over claims that Roundup's exposure caused non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and other cancers. But now, with this ruling, the floodgates of accountability have been slammed shut. Now the court says, too bad. Federal approval of the poison overrides your right to know and overrides your right to sue. So they just told every American, you can be poisoned by corporate chemicals and there's nothing you can do about it. The corporations win and you lose your health, potentially your life, and your day in court. Profits over lives, folks. Pure and simple. And for them, it's the perfect cycle. Bayer sells the poison, Big Pharma treats the cancer, and the system keeps chugging along while the population gets weaker and sicker. But the fact of the matter is, this isn't incompetence. This is by design. This is the depopulation agenda disguised as agriculture. This is slow motion chemical warfare on society. The same global elitists who rigged the financial system now control the food system and the courts because they want you dependent, diseased, and docile. 9 states like Iowa, Missouri, Idaho, Florida, and others already said no to these industry-backed immunity bills. They saw the danger, but SCOTUS bypassed democracy and just imposed this from the bench. Last year, I warned you that this was coming in my video, While They Spray Glyphosate Over the Woods, Bayer Attempts to Limit Its Legal Liability. I showed how they're spraying it in forests and over our woods while quietly lobbying to cap their exposure. And just a few days ago, I showed you how the Canadian cabinet power is overriding health with this Bill C-30 emergency. Politicians can now approve banned toxic pesticides that Health Canada rejected. If you haven't seen these guys, make sure you check them out. I'll leave a link for those in the description. And here we are. They keep spraying while stacking the legal deck. So the question now is, what the heck do we do about this? Well, here's the part they don't want you to hear. You still have a choice. You don't have to eat their poison. You can switch to certified organic, especially grains, oats, and legumes. You have to grow your own food if you can. Reject the contaminated crap that the grocery store pushes, and boycott the companies who are pushing this. Support the rare operations that actually lab test for glyphosate instead of just trusting the system. Detox your body with clean food, clean water, sunlight, and vitamin C to support your body's natural defenses. Because the only way to survive this legalized chemical attack is to completely opt out of the industrialized food supply. Self-reliance is no longer optional, my friends. Now it's survival. This system has declared war on its own people, and the fight for life starts with what you put on your plate. So, are you ready to reject this legalized poisoning? Are you ready to take back control of your body and your family's future? Please like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're done with being a lab rat for Bayer. If you want to support this kind of no-holds-barred journalism that's exposing the real agenda, please consider chipping in at the links in the description. Every little bit helps me to continue this fight. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share this video far and wide. And as always, stay vigilant, keep fighting the good fight, and stay tuned. I'm going to have more video reports coming soon, God willing. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.